Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Rachel here. This morning I'm going to get you started with doing some yoga. We're just going to go through a couple more postures. I think today we'll stay focused on the standing postures. So I'm going to get my mat out. Again, we want to make sure we have plenty of space with our mat. Arms reach so that you can feel comfortable bending over in all directions with plenty of space. I'm also working on my protein shake this morning. This is my breakfast. I had 2 of these a day. It's part of my 30-day challenge and healthy living from Arbonne. It's really delicious. This one I actually put frozen strawberries in. And it also has daily fiber and digestive health. It's like my morning fix. I feel so good after I drink this. I call that one, that's my chocolate chip strawberries. This is the chocolate protein powder and frozen strawberries, and it just, so yummy. It reminds me of chocolate dipped strawberries, so good. Okay, well let's get our mat out. Just gonna place this one down on the ground. I also have a towel to go over the top. I recommend getting a towel for just about anybody. Having a towel over the top of your mat helps with cleaning. So for your yogi hygiene, please use a towel over the top of your mat and make sure it has plenty of grip so that while you're doing your postures, your feet are definitely well planted so you're not going to slip around on your mat and possibly hurt yourself. We did some, as you can see, Dubious playing on the towel here. We did some dog yoga the other day. There's this place called Healthy Spot that's just around the corner where I pick up Dubious's dog food, and they were doing a dog yoga class on Sunday. So I joined in. It was nice. It was a pretty mellow stretch, and it was just fun to use Dubious as like a body weight so that while doing certain postures, like while we were doing the warrior posture, I had him here under my arm and do some stretching. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that, but I just popped my hip. Whew, that right side of mine pops now and then. So anyhow, I like to begin all of my yoga with breathing exercises. In my last video, we did this 10 times. But in this video, I do want to do a bit more instruction and get you through some more postures. But just so you know, all of these postures are meant to last a bit longer than what I'm going to show you. They're also meant to be done twice. So take that in consideration, and you can go ahead and pause me and do that exercise the way that it's meant to be done, where you do it twice and you hold it for 10 to 30 seconds. So anyhow, I'm gonna do the breathing, but instead of 10 times, I'm just gonna do it for you 3 times. So to begin, you want to put your feet together, line up those big toes and those heels, and you're going to strengthen through your hips, holding your core, focusing on your belly button. If you can, think about your belly button touching your spine, and that is what you want to focus on, holding in those abdominals. Then you're going to take your hands and weave those fingers together, put them down below your chin, holding those elbows together, and this is while you take in your breath. And then as you begin to release, you're going to push your head backwards just slightly and open up your arms and release all your air. You're going to come back down, bring those elbows back together, breathe in, and repeat. Dip your head back, bring those elbows out, and release all your air. Elbows back down, head back down, breathe in. Tip your head back, elbows out, and release. Go ahead and bring them back down together and your hands down to your side. Again, that is meant to be done 10 times. We're just gonna do 3 today. Also, if you've noticed, I keep wiggling around. When you first do the beginning of your yoga class, you want to loosen up your body, kind of shake things out a little bit, and just make sure that you're nice and ready to get stretching. The exercises that we do are more about warming up the body before we get into those deep stretches, and that's what I'm going over today, ones that just kind of warm you up, especially that breathing exercise and focusing on your abdomen. It just warns your body that it's about time for us to get in a stretch, and it gives your lungs a chance to do some strong breathing so that it becomes something that your body starts to remember to do all on its own. So now that we're done with the breathing, the next one that we're going to do today is a standing posture that'll help to elongate and stretch in and throughout your torso. And the way this one is done is you stay in the exact same standing position as the breathing exercise. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your arms up. I believe we call this a sun salutation, where you come from down below and you bring them all the way up. And you're gonna put those hands together, but instead of leaving all your fingers, you're gonna leave out your pointer fingers. You're gonna point, right? You're gonna bring that all the way up. You're bringing your arms up and over around your ears, okay? So these parts of your arms should touch your ears. Again, arms up, you're pointing those fingers up to the ceiling, and you're trying to elongate the body. So you're still thinking about bringing that belly button into your spine, but you're also thinking about growing as tall as you can, just reaching for that ceiling. And then as soon as you feel like you've stretched up as tall as you can, you're gonna go ahead and lean to your right. Now the goal is to not fall into your hip or fall into this stretch. It's not meant to be a very quick stretch. It's supposed to be slow and gradual because you're stretching out the sides of your body. So you're slowly gonna bend. This is one that you would typically hold for about 10 seconds or so. I'm gonna give it 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And then you bring it back up to the top, and you again stretch it out. Get as tall as you can with this stretch. And then you're gonna remember that belly button into your spine, and you're gonna dip to your left. Again, not falling into that hip, but really stretching out that side. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And give it 3, 2, 1. Great, now bring it back up to the top. This is the part of the stretching that's a bit hard for me, okay? So this one, it might be really easy for you, but this is also one where you wanna be careful. You wanna take this one very easy. So after you've stretched on your right and your left and you bring it back up to the top, you're gonna stretch up, and then you're gonna go ahead and you're going to release your head backwards because you're going to do a back bend. So you want to take those pointer fingers from the ceiling and try to make a straight line all the way to the back wall. I'm going to give it 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We bring it all the way back up forward. Whew, that one gets me every time. Okay, so you want to get as tall as you can, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a forward bend. So we're going to bend all the way over to touch our toes. Ready? And holding that belly button to that spine, bending forward, keeping that pointing finger aligned with the ceiling all the way down the wall, and you're bending right at the hips, all the way down to your toes. Go ahead and release those hands and touch your toes. Give your legs a little back and forth, bend those knees, bounce around. Just kind of shake it out. That is such a big stretch. I know it looks really easy, But as soon as you give that one a try, you're gonna feel it. So just kind of bounce it out for a minute. And then slowly bring your body back up. Standing straight up. Now again, that's one where you would do that 2 times. That's one that's typically done twice, but we're gonna continue on to the next stretch here. One thing that is important about this stretch is making sure to realign those hips. And you'll see as I'm doing it, it's like my body wants to turn to the right or to the left, and you just need to focus on moving your body back into that position that you want it to be in, and you want your hips facing forward. You want them aligned and facing forward. That's important for this stretch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to bend it and create like a loose, free right side, okay? So everything is on the left. My dominant leg in this beginning of this posture is the left. What I'm going to do is bring up my right leg and I'm swinging it over my left. Almost like when you sit down in a chair and you kind of just like rest your leg over the top. So you're bringing your leg up, you're bringing it over the top of the left. And if you can, wrap your ankle around the other side. See how I've got it wrapped around my calf there? If you can, wrap it around. And now this is where you can see where my hips are kind of pointed to the left. Right now that's where they want to be, but I haven't finished my stretch yet. So right now I'm standing on my left, I've got my right wrapped around, and I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to take my left arm. This is the part where it can get kind of tricky because it's done pretty fast while you're doing this stretch. But your left is going to stay on top while your right comes around the bottom. So your right one tucks just underneath, right around the elbows. And if you can, wrap your hands all the way around so that you're palm in palm, so that you're holding your own hand. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you realign those hips, bring them forward, and try to sit. Ooh, off balance a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna release. The releasing part's the easiest part, right? Okay, so then you're gonna go back to your standing posture, and instead of being dominant on the left, you're gonna be dominant on the right, okay? So you're standing with most of your body on the right side, and on the left, you've got a loose leg. You're again gonna put all your weight on the right, and you're gonna bring your left leg up, and you're just gonna bring it over the top. And if you can, take that foot and wrap it around your calf. Now this time, instead of the left being on the top while the right's on the bottom, it's gonna be the opposite. So you're gonna bring your right arm up and your left arm tucks underneath it. Whoop, as I'm getting off balance a little bit, there we go. Whoop. So, right arm on top, left arm on the bottom, and you wanna palm in palm, hold hands. Go ahead and give yourself a little sit as you bring your hips to center. Try to focus on your belly button into your spine. There we go, and release. Perfect. So that is the beginning of Bikrham yoga. If you want to check out Bikrham yoga, I highly recommend it. I did it for years. I think I did it for like 4 or 5 years, pretty consistently, and it was a real treat. It's about a 90-minute class, and they do that in a hot room, so you're sweating the entire time. And they do 26 postures, if I'm remembering correctly. But that breathing and those 2 stretches that I just showed you, those are from Bikrham. And one more stretch, and then we're gonna call it a day. I know it's only, I got through breathing, I got through 2 stretches. It's really not that much, but we'll get there. I'll make some more videos so that you guys can see more yoga postures, and this is all about you. And remember, you can press pause. You can turn this into 30 minutes to an hour, and you can add in the ones from the last video. So Anyhow, let's do one more and call it a day. I think I'm gonna continue with the standing posture, even though typically I would like to end with a sitting posture. But let's go ahead and do this one posture that I know that you'll like. It seems really easy, but it works really well on leg strength. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your arms up, just like we did in that previous posture where you bring them up around your ears and pointing to the ceiling. You're going to keep those legs together, and then you're going to stretch up, pick up that right leg, and step forward. Take one very large step forward. So your right leg has taken about 2 to 3 feet step forward. You're going to put all your weight onto your right foot. You're going to lift that left leg, and you're going to start pointing forward. And you're just going to give this a nice stretch. So right now, all that weight is on your right leg, and you're getting a lot of pull and a lot of strength going through that thigh area. And we're going to go to 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now bring those legs back together, standing up nice and tall. Focus on bringing that belly button into that spine, arms stretching up. We're gonna switch legs. So that time we put all of our weight on our right leg. This time we're gonna put it all on the left. So bring up that left leg, take one good step forward, 2 to 3 feet. Go ahead and put all that weight onto that left foot. Bring up the right leg, come forward, give it a nice stretch, feel all that work that your left thigh is putting in. Give it 3, 2, 1. Perfect, now go all the way back. There we go, guys. Let's do just a little bit of breathing before we leave our practice here today. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time, and please like and subscribe and let me know if you want to see something in the future. If you want me to just like do 20 minutes of yoga without really explaining all the postures, I'm sure we'll get there, but you know, you asking for it makes a difference to me. I really appreciate when I hear back from you guys. And make sure you like, subscribe, and click on that bell icon so that in the future you can get those notifications about the videos that I'm posting. So let's end on some breathing and call it a day, all right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit on your heels with your knees bent, your hands on your thighs near your knees. You're gonna go ahead and take in one deep breath. And as you release, you're gonna release slowly. It goes. One more time, taking a very deep breath. And release some short little puffs. There we go. Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste.